So, what's the best way to handle a defensive ball python and how do you tame them down? Check out this video and I'll give you some hints and tips. What's up guys, it's Rich from Predator BP and I thought I'd do a video today just on defensive ball pythons and how to tame them down. I like to share my experiences as I'm going through them, and if you're new to the channel, I left the hobby 3 years ago. I had tons of experience at that point, but I'd been gone for 3 years and I've recently come back in the last few months, and now it's like I'm experiencing the things that I'd already gone through before, but again with a different pair of eyes, a pair of eyes that had been through it before but been absent for 3 years. And just recently, in putting my collection together again, I've got quite a humble collection of snakes. I've come across different personalities, and I've come across some defensive ball pythons, and I've come across some just really lovely chilled out relaxed ball pythons. I've also just recently had a snake that came in really defensive and wasn't feeding, and has tamed right down and is now feeding really strongly. So all the experience I had before has worked, and I've got one snake in my collection now that I need to work on that's not quite there yet. So if you like this kind of content, guys, hit that subscribe button, okay? So let's start off. I'm going to talk about the 3 different personalities that I tend to see within my snakes at the moment when it comes to temperament. I mean, we could really go into personality because some of them have got quirky personalities, and they're all different. But let's just talk about in terms of temperament. So you've got your totally chilled out ball python that came in relaxed, stayed relaxed, never hisses at you, never panics, is just so super chilled. It's unbelievable. And those snakes are very, very easy to work with. And I've certainly got my fair share of those in my collection. Then you've got mid-range. So you've got your snake that's actually quite lovely most of the time, but actually will get in bad moods. So will hiss at you and things like that. Very rarely would strike at you, but will let you know, look, I'm not happy, I'm in shed, go away, or you've gone into my enclosure, you've caught me off guard, so I'm not happy. I'm going to be vocal, I'm going to hiss at you, and that's what snakes do to talk to you. They hiss. It's not rare, but you get it a lot less with ball pythons that they actually hiss. But I've got a few in the collection that actually would never strike at me, but will hiss at me a lot as if to say, go away, not now. Then you've got your defensive ball python that as soon as you go in there, tenses right up, goes into the S coil and just kind of sees you as a threat. It's usually a behavior that is born out of fear. It's not that the snake's a horrible snake or anything like that. It's just scared. It just wants to defend its territory and it's not quite comfortable with you yet. So what we're going to do, we're going to check out, well, I'll show you 2 of the 3 personalities because I might not be able to find the mid-range one that is a relaxed snake but hisses at you. That might be hard for me to find right now, but I can show you the different 2 personalities, super chill and defensive, and then I'm going to show you what I do to work with and try and tame down the defensive snake and how I handle them. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's start off with a super chilled snake. Came in super chilled, came in confident, started eating almost straight away, and has just always been a pleasure to work with in that regards. Now forgive me, I am doing this with one hand holding the camera and the other hand handling the snake. Just call me Han Solo. A Star Wars reference there for any Star Wars fans. So here is the bamboo Orange Dream Leopard, 100% het clown. He's all coiled up, okay? He's having a little sleep. He's on the hot spot underneath the hide. But as you can see, he's not tensed up, or he's not balled up as soon as I've gone in there. Now, as I start moving towards him, let's just watch his body language. Look, he's still relaxed. Look, he's not tensed up. The coils are coming loose. And now he's like saying hello. Super chilled. Not trying to strike, not targeting me. Oh, he's nice and warm. Beautiful, beautiful snake. This snake right here is one of my absolute faves. But yeah, look, tongue flicking now. So he's starting to sense what is around him. He's using his senses. Right, let's just put him down a bit and just see what he does. But loose, there's no S-coil. He's not targeting anyone. You can see just a nice relaxed body language. Jumped a little bit there, but a little bit of skittiness there. And he's going straight. The more they unravel, the more you know they're in a good place. And yeah, look, he's totally unraveled now. So this boy is super chilled, pleasure to work with, very, very tame. I haven't got to worry about leaving my hand in there. He's not going to see the heat signature and try to give me a defensive bite. He's tongue flicking, he's looking at me, and he's saying, what are you doing? Get the camera focus in there. Look, and he's even coming out now. So I'm just sitting on my bed, guys, with this tub here. And he's actually even coming out. So how cool is that? Look at the patterns on this guy. Oh man, it's just incredible. Can't wait to the day he can create some offspring and some clown versions. Nice in focus there. Now ball pythons don't typically like their head to be touched. You can see right there, touched him under the chin, retracted right back. Boa constrictors, complete opposite. They love a nice chin rub, but not BPs. Right. That is a great example of a super chilled out snake who's not bothered about me at all. Now let's check out a completely different kettle of fish. Okay, so here we go, guys. Let's hope this doesn't go horribly wrong, because doing this with one hand isn't my preferred method. So here we go. We're going to look at the Leopard Vanilla Enchi 100% Het Clown. Yeah, sorry, Joe. I'm going to use one of your snakes, bro. But her being feisty is actually a good thing because she feeds all the time. Right, you're not going to let me down, are you? No, she's not going to let me down. Now, look at how she's starting to move. Can you see? She's starting to get defensive. She's looking up already. And she would most definitely strike at me if I went too close in range. Okay, there you can see. If I move my hand in front of her, now this is what I wouldn't advise. Don't start waving your hands in front of the snake. Like, they will strike out at you. But you can see, very tense. She's not taking her eyes off me whatsoever. And this is as soon as I've gone in there. The complete opposite of what we just saw with the bamboo. Now, I've got to try and do this with one hand, guys. Can you see? My hand's going around the side and she's instantly turning her head. Now, what I want to do is get behind her in order to handle her, because I don't want her to strike at me, and I want to keep the business end facing away from anything she could actually bite. Now, the reason we're doing this is I'm not worried about being bit. I've been bit by snakes many, many times over the years that I've kept them. But I want to keep a good, trustful relationship with the animal. I don't want her to bite me because she might get in a little habit of doing that. And also with some keepers, if they get bitten, they can, you know, once bitten, twice shy. They can develop a little bit of a fear to it. And there's nothing to it, guys. The teeth are so small. It's more of a little shock than anything. It's more of a little nip. Your cat or dog, you know, will be far worse. Right. Let me see if I can get in here. I need to be able to hold. You see, I need to use my left hand on the camera, and what I'm going to do here is going from the back. Here we go. See that? So I've gone in from the back. Hopefully I got all that, and I'm just gonna hold her. All right, now this is what I would recommend you do. Pick up the snake, hold the snake, don't move around too much, and just let her get used to you. And that is what you really need. Just give her time to realize you're not a threat. Nothing's gonna go wrong. And just let her check you out. Look, tongue flicking. She's looking at my hand. She's figuring out what I am. Am I a danger? And this is what you need to do, guys, with your defensive snake. Just pick them up, just hold them, and it's time. You've just got to let time go by, and you've got to do this. Now, what I would recommend is a snake like this, don't try to handle too much in the week, maybe a couple of times a week, because you don't want to overstress them when they are this sort of nervy and defensive. So a couple of times a week, and then slowly you can take it up a bit more, take it up a bit more. And the good thing is, the things you have to do with snakes, like if they have stuck shed and things like that, you need to be able to work with them. So you've got to be able to handle them, and you've got to develop trust. And obviously you want that enjoyment from your animal, you know. They're a pet at the end of the day, whether you're breeding or not. All these animals, you love them. You want to experience them in the right way and have, you know, nice interaction with them. But you can do it. You can tame them down. Now, can you see, we've got a change now in this animal. I can feel in my hand that she is more relaxed. She's no longer targeting me. She is just sitting there nice and comfortably. All right. Now I'm going to put her back down. What we're probably going to see is she's probably going to go back into defensive mode when I do, but let's see. So I'm popping her back down now. All right, slowly moving away. Let's see how she's doing, because she really relaxed in my hand. She's looking the other way, so she's not turning around to target me. Now look, if I start moving my hand above, instantly now you can see she's starting to change. I know it's a small movement, guys, but hopefully you can pick up on it. But she's tongue flicking. She's not quite sure, but she's ready and she's in that mode. So this is what we need to do, guys. Spend time with your animal. Get them to relax. Now let's check out a snake that I've done this with, and let's just see what she's like right now. This will go right or this will go wrong. It'll be a great example or it won't. But let's go and check out the special pied, who came in pretty much like this girl and actually worse. She bit me a few times. She was like a piston. But now she seems chilled. Let's go check her out. Just before we do, guys, I wanted to go back to this girl and look. Can you see the difference already? Just as I was moving to put the hide back in, she's now gone super tense. She's stretched out her body a bit, but that neck is completely in S-coil. So she's gone straight back to being defensive. So you need to be able to read the body language here, and it's going to take time to get her completely out of this. But it's all driven from fear, okay? It's not that she's a horrible snake. She's lovely, and she's certainly beautiful. Right, let's get to the special pied. Right, here we go. Special pied. Notice I've used like pretty much grown on babies for this whole video for the 3 different personalities. But look, special pied's right there, all coiled up. No real issues. She hasn't seen me as a threat. I'm just going to go in now. Let's see if I'm wrong or right on this one, guys, but I've really noticed a change in her. Yeah, nice and relaxed in my hand. See, she's just dipping her head down there. She's not in any kind of defensive posture whatsoever. She's a real funny one, isn't she? Like with a pattern, look, just that little bit of pattern on the head there. Little spot over here. Yeah, she's stretching out, she's sniffing. Look, nice and relaxed. And she was just like the snake we've just looked at before. But what a difference. What a difference. And it just shows you can just tame them right down as she has. Quite frankly, she's awesome. I'm quite proud of her because she would have had me. If we went back 3 weeks ago, she was just like the other snake and she would be tagging me right now, leaving my hand in there. But she's having a little look around. She's nice and relaxed there. Got a little bit of poo over there, so we're going to need to take that out. We'll take that out for you, girl. But look, this is just a prime example of success with handling. And just nice, chilled out snake now, which is cool. So there we go, guys. That was taking a look at 2 different types that I was talking about. Obviously, super defensive and super chilled. And taking a look at another snake that was super defensive, but is now quite chilled. This young lady right here, this is the Mojave 100% Het Ultra Male. She's the one I was talking about who's in the middle, who won't strike at you. It's not defensive in that way, but it's still really nervy and will hiss a lot and be vocal. I remember one time going in her tub and she started hissing. I think I went in there to fill the water bowl up or whatever. And I put the tub back and she was still hissing 4 minutes later. Like I'd never heard a ball python hiss for that long, like a Burmese. But she was letting me know, I'm not happy. You've come in my enclosure, you've startled me. And it's because she's still a bit nervous. It took me quite a while to get her feeding from coming in this one, which I was surprised about. I've only just got her feeding, and it's all because she's nervous. And it's not defensive behavior, but it's nervous behavior, and defensive behavior is usually drawn from being nervous behavior. So you want to get them to calm down. And the only way to do that, guys, is by creating positive experiences, handling them. Be slow. Don't move around fast. Don't startle them. Move slow like a snake moves slow. Let them tongue flick and sense what's around them and know there's no danger like this young lady is doing right now. Because you don't want feeding problems when they first come in. Like that special pied came in at 300 grams and it took me 6 weeks to get her feeding. Now I didn't panic about that because I'm quite experienced, and I just waited and I tried a few different things, and I put her in a smaller tub and I tried a different prey, and then one night I just saw her looking for food and she had reached that point, and then bang, that was it. She was feeding every week then, and now you can see she's super chilled. So it takes a bit of patience and it takes a bit of time, and you just need to work with your animals. You also need to control your own fear. So this is for new keepers. If you get a snake for the first time, you're not experienced holding snakes, you will have a little bit of inherent fear in you. And the more you work with them, the more you'll realize you've got nothing to fear, but you need to control that, because if you're nervy around them, they're going to be nervy too. They're going to pick up on it. Slow movements, okay? Create that trust. I can't believe when I look back, or God knows how many years ago it is now. Must have been 2013, maybe 2012 when I got my first ball python. I used to wear gloves to handle that snake at first, and I look back and realize how silly I was then. I mean, it's not silly. If it makes you feel comfortable, do it, okay? But I just think with all these years later, with all the experience I've got, you know, I've been bitten, and I don't bat an eyelid at it now, you know. And these snakes, they're typically the most docile snakes to keep. They really, really are. Once you start working with boas and berms and retics, and, you know, then you start getting your hands full with those animals. Ball pythons are much, much easier in this regard, but you still get it. So I hope this video has been helpful to you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching and supporting the channel, and we'll see you next time.